Representing the business of boxing, ladies and gentlemen, let's hear it for Manager Marty!
Thank you. You're far too kind. Thank you very much.
Representing the business of boxing, ladies and gentlemen, let's hear it for Manager Marty!
Thank you. You're far too kind. Thank you very much. Ladies and gentlemen, members of the jury, members of the Roll the Tape film crew, we are live and in living color on another episode, in another edition of Roll the Tape podcast with Manager Marty. I am your host, Manager Marty, and I'm so excited to be here today. I want to welcome each and every last one of you who are here with us today, who found it not robbery to join us. I mean, we've talked about this before, y'all, didn't we? We knew this was going to happen, didn't we? We've heard it time and time again, haven't we? And it is finally here, the official announcement. As they say, it's official like a referee with a whistle. And we want to talk about it today. Yes, I am referring to the late breaking news, of course, that we all know is true at this point, that Al Heyman's PBC, Premier Boxing Champions, have finally announced and inked the deal with Amazon Prime. And now the PBC fighters, the most important elements in this entire equation, have a new home. You know, I talked to my guy, Danny Garcia, a few weeks ago. And he told me off camera, and then I got him on camera. And he said, big news is coming soon. And I actually published it on his channel. I published it right here live in living color on this channel. And some of you probably have seen that short little interview that I did. Well, interview itself probably wasn't that short. It wasn't long though, but it wasn't that short. But just that piece that I put out there where he actually said, big news is coming soon. Well, this is what Danny Garcia was talking about when he said that. Now, we already heard through the grapevine just a few months ago, after the Showtime boxing news broke the internet, that Showtime Sports and Showtime Boxing in general was going to be done away with. And we're here now. And the crazy thing about it is, I'm interested in seeing and hearing what the opposition has to say now. That's what I want to know. Yeah, we ain't taking no calls today. We on live now. Yeah, we ain't taking no calls today. We here now. Yeah, we're not doing that. Not today. Not right now anyway. So I welcome each and every last one of you. I mean, those of you engaging in the chat, salute. Those of you who are returning viewers, salute. If you are a returning viewer and you haven't done so yet, I encourage you to please subscribe to this channel and be a part of the Road to Tape film crew. If you're here watching live, please click on the like button. As they say on YouTube, smash the like button if you like. If you like, you're not obligated, but it will be helpful if you do so. And the information that you're going to hear on this channel, whether it be today or moving forward, right, will reverberate all across the world and, of course, the YouTube boxing community. I'm interested in hearing what the opposition has to say now. The link is pinned to the top of the chat. I flew the kite out there early. I want to have an open panel discussion about this move that has been officially announced, amongst other things. And that's why we're here today. I'm excited about it. I really am. I'm real happy. Matter of fact, I'm not just excited. I'm actually happy. I'm happy because the fighters, you see, y'all know who I'm in the business of boxing for, right? I represent the business of boxing, and I also represent the business of boxers. You see that? Let me say that again for the people in the back. I'm in the business of boxing because I represent not just the business of boxing, but also the business of boxers. And so anytime I get the opportunity to educate boxers about the business of boxing, I make sure I take it. Anytime I get the opportunity to empower and educate and inform boxing fans and the boxing community of the business of boxing, I make sure that I take advantage of. And that's one of the main reasons why I got this YouTube channel. Now, time and time again, as I've stood on business, as I've maintained integrity, time and time again, I've been ostracized, opposed, disrespected, lied on, lied to, disregarded, discredited by the same PBC haters that I'm waiting to hear feedback from. Lord have mercy. I'm waiting to hear it now. I am. Now, I'm not going to go running on somebody's channel to hear it because I know somebody's going to come back and give a report, an accurate report. So today, that's why I'm opening the panel up. I want us, even if you are a woman, and women watch me all across the world, and we're going to have a small piece of the segment where I acknowledge them, not now, but in a little bit. Women is invited too. Can we have a barbershop conversation today? Woo! Can we just have a barbershop? I just want to have a barbershop conversation. Can we do that? I mean, my blood's going to turn blue if we don't. Oh, these double entendres today. Can we have a barbershop conversation on the panel today so my blood won't turn blue? That's all I'm asking. That's all I'm asking for today. Yes. But before we have our barbershop conversation, so none of our blood can turn blue, you know, we got to start the show off right. You know we have to do that. We just have to do it. Salute to my guy, Philly Fight Doctors in the chat. My main man, Pots and Pans. He's family. I want to acknowledge him right now. We got to do our Town Watch check-in. Okay, now we didn't do our Town Watch check-in yesterday because, everything is unscripted here. Everything is unscripted and unrehearsed as well. But we had my guy from Philadelphia, legend, Atlantic City Boxing Hall of Famer, Ivan Mighty Robinson. He jumped on the panel and we had a great discussion. He was able to give us some insight on the mindset of a fighter and some other things about his background in the sport of boxing. And so we didn't do our Town Watch check-in, but we definitely going to do it today. If this is your first time here, I'm going to explain to you what the Town Watch check-in is, what it represents, and so everybody can have an opportunity to participate. All right? It's very simple. So the reason why I call it the Town Watch check-in is because it allows everyone, even those that are replaying this live right now, you also can participate in the comment section below. Because what the Town Watch check-in does, it allows me to publicly acknowledge the geographical location of everyone that insert their city, state, island, and or country in the chat, right? Because what that does subliminally, it allows all of us to acknowledge that even though we might represent different geographical locations, even though we might represent different perspectives, even though we might represent different opinions, and we might agree and or disagree, we can basically acknowledge that we share one thing in common at the end of the day, and that is our love for the sport of boxing. All right? So that's why we do our Town Watch check-in. It doesn't matter what difference of opinion you have. Your orientation is not important. Your preference is not important. None of that's important. Where you're from, where you reside today, none of it is important. What's important is that you are at the right place at the right time today, and you're talking about the sport that we all love. You're chatting about the sport that we all love. You're commenting about the sport we all love. You're jumping on the panel to discuss the sport that we all love, and that's boxing, right? So that's why we do our Town Watch check-in. And basically, I started off first, and then I publicly acknowledge where you are from and or where you reside now. It's up to you how you want to do it, as long as it's your real location. Check on in. Check on in. I'm going to give a few more people some more time to come on in. Come on in. Yeah, yeah, yeah. If you're newly viewing us right now, if you just joined us, come on in and have a seat. Don't stand in the doorway, because if you stand in the doorway, you're going to let the heat out. And the air fryer, is slowly warming up. So come on in, shut the door behind you, come on, have a seat. You at the right place. Don't look around. You right where you're supposed to be. On the Road to Tape podcast with Manager Marty. Come on in. Don't stand in the doorway. Come right on in, have a seat. You around family now. Yeah, you around family now. So come on in. Click that like button if you want. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already. Come on in, have a seat. Yeah, because if you're just joining us, I want y'all to know what the format going to be today. Because I don't want nobody that's watching live and live in color. I don't want nobody that's watching a replay of this live to have their blood get turned blue. So we're going to have a barbershop conversation, and women are invited and welcome. Yeah, we're just going to have a barbershop conversation. That's all we're going to have today on this PBC Amazon Prime deal. Yeah. Yeah, because my blood turning blue now, just thinking about the deal. You know what I mean? Yeah, we're going to have a barbershop conversation today about this one. Pun intended, by the way. Just wanted to put that out there. Yup. Yeah. I'm going to give y'all just a few more seconds so people can check on in, because I'm about to go right down the line. And we're about to check right on in, all right? Give me 1 second. Are y'all ready for the check-in? Are we about to check on in. But before we do, we got the first super chat of the day that's setting to, and excuse me, we have the first. See, my blood is my what's happening is I'm tongue tied because this is what happened when my blood start turning blue. No, I'm talking about. So let me say it right. So we have our first super chat of the day because it's setting the tone of more people that's going to provide a financial contribution to show support to this channel because your contributions, guess what it does? It enhances the audio and the visual quality of the content so that you, the Roll the Tape film crew, and even some of you visitors and some of you spies too, can enjoy and have a great experience. So I'm going to double salute my guy, Toon, coming fresh out of the gate with it. Double salute to my guy, Toon. Thank you for your support and your contribution to the channel. Toon says, we say Bill got certain YouTubers on payroll. They say no. But if you peep, Bill having dinner at a restaurant, it's the same YouTubers at the table. Don't take them seriously. Well, I can understand that, especially if this is true. And I do believe that not only Bill, but there's other people as well who have certain YouTubers on payroll. I believe that. I ain't no hater. A YouTuber on payroll from a promoter, a trainer, a father, whoever is in boxing, a fighter themselves. I'm not a hater. Cool. All I'm saying is be honest and keep it 100. See, that's all you gotta do. There's nothing wrong with doing business with nobody. Just be honest. Have integrity. That's all I'm saying. Yeah, that's all. Keep it 100. Don't switch up. You know what? There you go again. My blood turning blue again. Talking about switching up. All right, let's get into our check-in. We got a whole lot to talk about in this barbershop conversation. Thank you again, Toon. All right, appreciate you, my brother. Let's see who we got here. I'm gonna start it off first, and then we're gonna check everybody in. All right, here we go. Here we go. Y'all ready? Y'all know where I'm from. Y'all know where I'm representing. But before I tell you what city, state, island, and/or country I'm from, I have to tell you first that I'm representing the DFW area. I'm representing the state of Texas. Yeah. Yeah, I moved out there. Sure did. Representing. Huh? Representing the state of Texas, DFW, all the way. Nope, I can't say all the way because they taught me when I moved there. We say already. So already. Arlington, to be exact, to be even more specific, the Mansfield section, Tarrant County, stand up. And you know where I'm from. I'm from the great city of Philadelphia. Nope, not the Philadelphia that's in the state of Mississippi. You know when they had that situation called Mississippi burning? Yeah. I'm not from there. You know, that was back in the 60s. That was definitely a terrible, evil time. So, and I'm not from there. I mean, it's better today. But what I'm saying is I'm from the state of Pennsylvania, so I'm representing the Philadelphia there. We call it Philly. Philly, stand up. We in the building. Who else we got checking on in? Yeah. I feel my blood turning blue and still rising because the energy is in the chat. And that's how we set the tone on this channel each and every day when we tune into the Roll the Tape podcast. Ohio is in the building. Come on, y'all, let's check in. We're not going to do this for too long. Yeah, we ain't going to hold you too long with the check-in. But I got to make sure the people are in the building. We got to make sure you're here. That's all I'm saying. Houston, Texas is in the building. I see you. Palm Beach County, Florida is with us in the building today. 757 P-Town. Y'all know where P-Town at. Stand up. I see you in the chat, Chef Curry. Come on, Pat, representing Long Island, New York. Come on, y'all. Let's check on in. Come on, y'all. We ain't gonna listen now. I mean what I say. We ain't gonna hold this for too long. Come on, let's check on in. We got people from the Midwest here. St. Louis in the building. Come on and check on in. Stand up. Orange County, Florida. All things is here. Come on, let's check on in. It don't stop there now. You know Baltimore is in the building. You know Baltimore is in the building because if somebody say the Ravens in the chat, you know they represent Baltimore. Baltimore in the building. Stand up. I see you. I see you, Lucky. Who else we got in here? Yeah, 757. I didn't say 757 the last time, but I'm going to say it again because Norfolk, Virginia in the building. I got family in Suffolk, Virginia. By the way, I ain't been to Suffolk in a couple years. I got to go back to Suffolk. Norfolk in the building, I see you. 989 in the building. Saginaw, Michigan. Stand up. We got the Midwest here now. We got people from the East Coast is in here. We got the South. I want to know if somebody from the West Coast in the building. I want to know if somebody from the West Coast is here. But before they come in and check in, I got to let y'all know that CEO Sense from Albany, New York is back in the spot today. Come on, y'all, let's check in. Listen, let's check on in. We ain't going to take too long. Lucky, we ain't going to take too long, Lucky. Philly Fight Doctor representing the city of Philly in the building as well. We ain't going to take too long. 804 already. 757 already. I see you. I see you, G-Man. I see you. Come on, y'all. Let's check on in. Come on now. This ain't that. As the young people say, this ain't that. Come on, let's check on in. Huh? We just gonna have a short barbershop conversation today. That's all we're gonna have. I just want to have a barbershop conversation with you. You don't mind, do you? Ooh, my blood is turning blue today. That's all I'm saying. It was red this morning. It was red last night. Then the official statement came out. Yeah, that what happened. Official statement came right on out. Come on, y'all. Let's check in. Let's check right in. Can I get one more check-in? Just one more, then we're going to move right along. Can I get one more check-in? And please don't forget now, the link is pinned to the top of the chat. Any boxing fan, any supporter or fan of a particular boxer, any boxer, any person that represents the business of boxing, any content creator, any non-content creator, it don't make a difference. The panel is open for everybody. Where they at in the Midwest? Everybody. What we say on the East Coast? Everybody. What we say in the suburbs? Everyone. 612 is here. Minneapolis, I see you in the building, Jerome. Come on, y'all. Can I get one more check-in? Can I get one more check-in? Can I get one more? Not one more, one more. That's all I'm saying is one more. If we don't have one more, that's fine. We'll move on. Yeah, we'll move on to our barbershop conversation. That's all we're going to have today, y'all. It's just a barbershop conversation. We're just going to have a barbershop. That's all we're going to have. Huh? Yeah. That's all we're going to have today. Yeah, we're going to make sure we break down the particulars of this deal, Amazon Prime deal with Premier Boxing Champions. All right? We done? No more check-ins? All right, now let's get to it. Now, you know, I got to do this. I might as well just go on and do it now. And that is showing my face. Yeah, we show our face around here. Yeah, we show face around here. Like the young people say, when we was younger, we say we show face. Yeah, we show face. Yeah. We don't do no whole show with the cameras off. We don't, not over here. We don't do that. Let's get into it now. We're gonna have a barbershop conversation or two or three. Link is pinned to the top of the chat. All you got to do is click it and come on through. If you're a boxing fan, that's the only qualification we have. Just come on through and let's talk. Let's have a little barbershop conversation. Now, I have to bring this up first because my blood is still turning blue. So I might as well just get on out the way now while it's fresh on my mind. Speaking of barbershop conversation, didn't y'all hear so many people tell y'all for years? Let's just go back a few months ago. Let's go back last year. No, that's too far. That's too far. Most boxing fans have short-term memory loss. Let's go back to beginning of this year. I think that's fair, right? 11 and a half months ago, beginning of this year. How about, no, that's still too far? All right, let's go back and how about March? Yeah, I think that's a good month. Let's go back in March. Y'all remember in March? Now listen, now I want to say this because somebody said my man Joseph in the chat said they're not clicking it. This is not a debate, y'all. I'm not calling people out to click the link to debate with you. I mean, if that's what you want, you can get that too. But what I'm saying is, I'm just talking about just in general, having a general barbershop conversation. Yeah, I'm not saying I'm sending a link out there for the smoke. I'm just saying for anybody can come up here. It don't have to be, that's what I'm saying. Yeah, there's no smoke or nothing. But, if you come up here and you try to present smoke, I'm going to put the flames out. I just want you to know that. I'm the air fryer. Yeah, that's one of my names on YouTube. That's one of the nicknames. Y'all done gave me so many nicknames on YouTube. I mean, I love how, the Roll the Tape film crew, they just throw different nicknames out there. Yeah, air fryer is one of my nicknames. Okay. Yeah, Cash Crypto, I see you. Salute, brother. Yeah, back to what I was saying about the month of March. Now, in March, you can go anywhere on anybody's content or their channel that have a problem with PBC, who have said some disfavorable and unpleasant things about PBC. And you will recall that we've heard time and time and time again that PBC is going broke. Remember that? Remember that was the narrative that's been spewed on YouTube in the boxing community for years, especially from the beginning of this year, even until we had the information that Showtime Boxing was going to be disbanded. We've heard content creators that don't like PBC for whatever reason say this all across YouTube. I mean, let's just keep it 100. We heard a specific fan base say that PBC is going broke. I remember that, I think it was the beginning of this year and parts of last year when I started getting on YouTube like that. Last October was my first video that I published here on when it came to boxing. And October of 2022. And then, moving forward, I've heard people say that PBC don't even have the money. Showtime Boxing, but particularly PBC, don't have the financial resources to materialize a fight between Terrence Crawford and Errol Spence. That's what I was hearing in 2022. Y'all remember that? Some of y'all were on YouTube way longer than me just as fans. So y'all know what I'm talking about. PBC going broke. PBC going broke. Al Heyman to mess the money up. He took Waddell Reed's money and messed it up. All this stuff we've been hearing time and time again. That's all. I just want to make sure that we're clear. I want to make sure that we set the foundation right in this barbershop conversation that we're going to have today. My blood is just turning blue because we've heard time and time again. I see you, Lucky. I see you in the back. I got you. I'm gonna bring you in. We've seen time and time again that the same usual suspects have gotten on YouTube, have gotten on Twitter, have gotten on Instagram and other social media platforms and said that the PBC is going broke. Al Heyman don't know what he's doing. He messed the money up. This is what we've been hearing. And it baffles me that people listen to the very people that's saying this who don't have a clue about how the business of boxing works, let alone the concept of business in general. I just have a quick question, and I'm going to let my guy Lucky on because we're going to have a whole barbershop conversation today. My blood is turning blue. Did y'all really think that by the time we found out, the public, when I say we, that the deal between Showtime Boxing and PBC was going to be disbanded? Did y'all really think that Al Heyman wasn't negotiating with other platforms before the deal expired between PBC and Showtime? That's the question to the haters of PBC. Y'all really thought that the PBC was not going to have a home? Because by the time the public knew that Showtime was going to be disbanded, that PBC and Showtime was not going to continue in an agreement because they were going to be disbanded, y'all didn't think for 1 second that the great Al Heyman, a shrewd businessman who represents over 150 professional boxers, y'all didn't think that he was working behind the scenes to put something together to find the fighters a new home? I've heard people say that boxing was done. I've heard people say that boxing is going to die because Showtime is going out of business. That the only boxers we're going to start seeing are the boxers who are showcased on ESPN and showcased on the Zone. That's what we heard. Now we got to keep it 100. We got to be honest and real. The air fryer is warming up, and so is the viewership exponentially. That's what we heard. For years, this is what we've been hearing. Like we didn't see Al Heyman and PBC get the deal done with ESPN way before Top Rank went over there. Y'all remember that? I'm talking about over 10 years ago. Y'all don't remember that? Or almost 10 years ago. Y'all don't remember that? What about the deal on Bounce Network? Y'all don't remember seeing PBC fighters over there? What about the deal with Fox? I know y'all remember seeing a lot of PBC fighters over there, including their pay-per-view arm. What about Spike TV? These are the networks, and there's more. FS1, I can go on and on. There's so many different networks that Al Heyman did business with to provide a home for the product. What make y'all think that Al Heyman was not going to find a home even when they knew behind the scenes that Showtime Sports was going to be done and over with? Lord have mercy. Lucky McKinnels, what's going on, Luck?
What's up, Marty? What's going on with you?
Oh man, I'm doing well, man. Lucky McKinnell's always been a day one supporter here. Glad to have you on the panel again, bro. What's going on with you, man? Talk to the people.
Hey, man, I know Rick Glacier and G-Man, they been sick right now.
Who?
I know both Rick Glacier and G-Man.
Oh
I know
man,
they being
Lord have
sick.
mercy. Man, Rick Glacier, we're gonna talk about him. I'm glad you brought him up.
Yeah.
I'm glad you brought him up, because I got some information that I want to show the people about Rick Glacier. But I want you to speak on, say what you will, brother. You
I
on
mean,
live, dog. You know how
you
we
know,
do.
you know, Rick Glacier got multiple businesses, and he not worried about the PBC. That's what he said. But we know otherwise. We know otherwise.
No, not the G-Man. Hold on. Because we said G-Man. Not
Not
the real,
G-Man.
yeah, not the real G-Man that's in the chat now. Because he wanted clarification. Let me put that on the screen so we
Yeah,
know.
not him.
Not
Not him. Not him.
not the black G-Man. Not this. This the real G-Man. Yeah. This the real G-Man, not him. This
Not you,
G-Man,
bro.
huh?
No, I was letting him know. Not him. Not him.
Yeah, not him. He support the channel, not this G-Man. It's another G-Man. The G-Man that set me up in a debate with the guy Rick Glacier. That's the G-Man we talking about. His name is Justin. Now he got
Yeah.
another name that he goes by, King something. I caught him on for 9 channel a couple of weeks. I think it was like two weeks ago or something like that. And I jumped on the panel, and I didn't even know that was him, but I heard his voice. I was like, yo, is this G-Man? This the boy Justin? I recognize your voice. And he said, yeah, that's me. And I was cooking that bull, man. I was cooking him when I heard his voice. So not this G-Man, but yeah, Rick Glacier, man. You know, Rick Glacier was on this channel. Lucky, I'm sure you know about this. He was
Yeah.
on this channel in a quote-unquote debate with me. And Rick Glacier told me, and he told the entire audience, we had thousands of people watching us live, and of course the replay of the live had more hundreds of people watch it after the fact. And Rick Glacier told me, and he told the whole world that he runs a successful business. You remember that, Lucky?
Multiple successful businesses.
Multiple successful businesses. But every time you turn around, Lucky, every time you turn around, viewers, every time you turn around, chat, every time you turn around, roll the tape film crew members, we keep hearing Rick Glacier talk about not the successful multiple businesses that he has. He's talking about the successful businesses that Al Heyman has. I've never seen anything like it. Since we brought Rick Glacier's name up, and my blood is still turning blue in this barbershop conversation we're having, I might as well, and the viewership is increasing, oh my, exponentially. I might as well put something on everybody's screen, okay, so that y'all can see. Lord have mercy. So y'all, I think I messed it up. I'm gonna try to see if we have it. Hold on, I gotta make sure we have this. Let me do this here. I gotta make sure we have the evidence. Cause see, when we talk over here, we don't just be talking just to be talking. When I ever say, if you ever hear me say anything, and I'm not talking about the opinions that I represent, because we all have opinions in life. I'm not talking about the opinions. Because we all have one, right? I'm really talking about facts. Anytime you hear me present facts on this channel, whether it be live and living color before you or the published content that I have, right? I'm always substantiating it with evidence. Even if I don't show the evidence, if I come out my mouth and say a fact, you best believe that the prosecutor, Manager Marty Cochran, has all of the evidence. Now, Your Honor, let's turn to Exhibit A. On your screen, this is a tweet that Rick Glacier published just yesterday. This is way before the entire news came out today officially about PBC and the Amazon Prime deal. I'm going to read the words of Rick Glacier himself. Since Lucky brought his name up, I was going to talk about this guy anyway. Let's see What Rick Glaser said in his tweet on X. I got to stop saying Twitter. It's called X now. On X. And if you can't see it and you're just driving in your car or you at work and you just listening and you can't see the screen, don't worry about it. Manager Marty Cochran, yes, the prosecutor, is going to read the evidence before you. These are the words of Rick Glaser. The PBC Amazon announcement is supposed to happen this week. There'll be a lot of bluster in the media announcement at PBC Honcho, as PBC Honcho Al Heyman is attempting to keep the fighters. But when they start negotiating for their respective fights, many will realize that there's no money. It's only a pay-per-view distribution and marketing deal, and it will be good only for a chosen few, those that can actually sell pay-per-view buys if matched with the right dance partner. This will be a great revelation for many, and definitely the start of a complete reset. Boxing badly needs. That's right. It's here now. I'm going to leave the evidence, Exhibit A, on the screen right now. Just for a few seconds, just in case someone is still reading behind me. All right, now, as the viewership is increasing exponentially, I want to break down this evidentiary documentation we have from the words of Rick Glaser himself. I want to start when he said money. Rick Glaser said, his words, not mine. When they start negotiating for their respective fights, referring to the boxers, many will realize that there's no money. Stop. Stop right there. Many will realize that there's no money. Lucky McKinnis, can you still hear me?
Yeah, I'm with you.
All right. Quick question. Since Rick Glaser says that many will realize that there's no money, when you sign a deal or a contract or develop a business relationship with a company and you have a product that you are providing, don't they supposed to, because y'all agreeing to do business, don't they supposed to pay you some kind of money?
I mean, I don't know nobody out here working for free.
But Rick Glaser is telling the public that fighters are going to realize that there's no money. Well, if there's no money, then there's no deal on the table. You think Al Heyman is going over there representing 150 something fighters and not going to get no money out the deal? I'm confused. I'm confused. You mean to tell me that Amazon Prime, according to Rick Glaser, who states that it's only a pay-per-view distribution and marketing deal. So if you're going to distribute something, you have to be compensated as well. If you're going to market something, somebody has to have a budget to market. I mean, am I making any sense here? Lucky, can you hear me?
Yeah, I'm with you, Marty. I'm with you. You was breaking up a little bit. I couldn't hear you. I'm sorry.
Oh, okay. It's cool. It's cool. So what I'm trying to understand is, if someone's distributing pay-per-views, there has to be money involved.
Absolutely.
If somebody has a marketing deal, there has to be money involved. So if there's no money, like Rick Glaser is saying, then what we talking about again?
Yeah, Marty, you know, that don't make no sense because at the end of the day, the promoter's getting money. The fighters are getting money. So there is some money.
It has to be some money. Now let's break down this it's only a pay-per-view distribution and marketing deal. How do Rich how do Rick Glaser know exactly what type of deal it is? Isn't this true, Lucky, that this is not Rick Glaser's business, right? I want to make sure we all clear. This is not Rick Glaser's business, right?
He must be on the inside. I don't know.
He said he got multiple successful businesses, but it sounds like he knows the business of Al Heyman and PBC like the back of his hand.
Because he want to be over there.
But I asked the guy. I said, since you know all about Al Heyman and PBC and all their business, why don't you go work with the guy? Go work for him. And that's what made him say, I got multiple successful business. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Now let's break down this pay-per-view distribution and marketing deal. That's what he said. He said it's only a pay-per-view distribution and marketing deal. That's all it is. So what Rick Glaser is saying, ladies and gentlemen, members of the jury, members of the Road to Take film crew, is that PBC is not going to offer anything else from their product through Amazon Prime. The only time you're going to see PBC fighters is when they're being marketed through a deal to distribute pay-per-view. In other words, if they're not going to be competing on pay-per-view, you're not going to see any PBC fighters live. This is what he is saying. This is what Rick Glaser is saying.
That's not what the announcement say.
Interesting. You said that's not what the announcement say, Lucky?
Yeah, you know they were saying like the regular local fights, they will be happening also on Amazon. So it won't just be pay-per-view fights.
Okay. I'm trying to see if I can. They might not let me put it on your screen. I'm trying to see if I can get it on the screen. Oh, it don't stop there, y'all. We still gonna air fry on this thing here. Let's see if I can get this on the screen. Your Honor, that was Exhibit A. We're going to come back to Exhibit A. But I want to admit into evidence Exhibit B in conjunction with that sentence in Exhibit A where Rick Glaser says that it's only a pay-per-view distribution and marketing deal. This is Exhibit A. Can you all see that on your screen? Lucky, can you see that on your screen, sir?
Yeah, I can see it.
All right. These are the words of Marie Donahue, who is the Vice President of United States Sports Content and Partnerships through Amazon. These are her words. She said, "We are thrilled to join with Premier Boxing Champions to bring the best boxers in the world to Prime Video and to give more fans than ever the chance to experience these must-see events." These are the words again of Marie Donahue, who is the Vice President of U.S. Sports Content and Partnerships through Amazon. Watch this now. I'm only going to give you 3 sentences that's going to debunk the myth and lie of Rick Glaser in Exhibit A. When
Go
he
ahead,
said
buddy.
it's only,
No, I'm saying go ahead. That's it. That's it.
Yeah. He said it's only a pay-per-view distribution and marketing deal. But let's hear what Marie Donahue, the Vice President of U.S. Sports Content and Partnerships through Amazon, says. She said, there's the first 3 words of her next sentence, with live coverage. I'm done. I don't got to read no more. I don't have to read no more. If you're just joining us, we are just, 2 cents, boxing member and supervisor of the Road to Take film crew. She's in the chat. Double salute to you, Queen. We are having a barbershop conversation, y'all. That's all we're having. But we're having the barbershop conversation in the courtroom. Yeah. I have transitioned to one of my characters, Manager Marty Cochran. And now I have Rick Glazer on the stand because Rick Glazer said that it's only a pay-per-view distribution and marketing deal. That's all it says. But Marie Donahue, the vice president of U.S. sports content and partnership through Amazon, said with live coverage of PBC action, how long is the PB action going to be distributed for, Miss Marie? Throughout the entire calendar year. Prime Video continues to bring viewers in the United States and where at and around the world the best in sports. Oh, she doesn't stop there. Second paragraph says, and I quote Marie Donahue, the vice president of U.S. sports content and partnerships through Amazon. She said Premier Boxing Champions is very proud to partner with Prime Video to showcase our world-class boxers and events. With Prime's incredible reach and unprecedented marketing power, we're very excited to reach new audiences for our sport as we continue to present the most exciting. I don't want to read no more. That's why that last part cut off. So now, Your Honor, if I may, since I've already proven to the Roll the Tape film crew members, the ladies and gentlemen, and the members of the jury, that Rick Glazer is not being honest. Let's go back to Exhibit A on your screen, which was the reason why I pointed out Exhibit B when Rick Glazer says the words, "there's no money." I've already proved that that absolutely makes no sense. And then now I'm proving when he says it's only a PPV distribution and marketing deal. But the vice president of U.S. sports content and partnerships through Amazon, Miss Marie Donahue, said with live coverage of PBC action throughout the calendar year. So I have a question before I insert Exhibit C and admit that into evidence, if I may, Your Honor. I have a question. Who do we supposed to believe? Let me take my glasses off on this, Lucky, as the viewership is increasing exponentially. Who are we supposed to believe? Do we supposed to believe Rick Glazer, who has absolutely no business relationship with Al Heyman or PBC? Or should we believe the vice president of sports content and partnerships in the United States through Amazon Prime, the vice president now, Miss Marie Donahue? Who are we supposed to believe? Rick Glazer or the vice president of sports content in the entire country of the United States, Marie Donahue? Who would you rather believe, Lucky?
Hey, I believe the vice president, but it's only one thing I do believe that Rick Glazer said.
Okay.
And that's that this is the reset that boxing needs.
Yeah, we're gonna get into that. Oh, we're gonna listen, I'm gonna dissect every line that he said in that tweet. Oh, I got something for him. Don't move too far ahead of me, Lucky. We got him. Now, chat. Let's talk to the chat and the people that's watching the replay of this live. Oh, this is the Roll the Tape podcast. But the character that you see on your screen is none other than Manager Marty Cochran. That's why we in court right now. We are in the court of public opinion, and we have Rick Glazer on the stand. Hold on, Your Honor. I want to ask the jury a question. Members of the Roll the Tape film crew, members in the chat, ladies and gentlemen, and members of the jury. Let me ask you the question in the chat. Who should we believe? If it's Rick Glazer, you ain't even got to write his whole name out. You can just put Rick or just Glazer or RG. Or should we believe the vice president, Marie Donahue? Just put VP in the chat or RG in the chat. I just want to make sure that the Roll the Tape Film Crew members, ladies and gentlemen, and members of the jury is on the same page. Whether you agree with me or not is not important. What's important is, who should we rather believe? Is this just a pay-per-view distribution and marketing deal, like Rick Glaser said? Or is this that included with live coverage throughout the entire calendar year, like the Vice President, Marie Donahue, said? Okay. Nobody believes Rick Glaser. People saying the Vice President. People saying the Vice President. Salute to you, unadulterated truth. I see you. Benzo is laughing. Benzo said Rick Glaser. Hey, Benzo, if you really mean it, I don't know. Oh, I think he's just joking. Okay. Vice President, Vice President. Anybody else? Who should we rather believe in this scenario? We need answers. We are having live public court, but we're having it through a barbershop conversation. My blood is still turning blue, Lucky. Yes. All right, now that we got that established, that we should believe Marie Donahue, who is the Vice President of United States Sports Content and Partnerships through Amazon. Okay? Now, it doesn't stop there. Before I admit Exhibit C into evidence, I want to go back to Exhibit A, because Lucky brought out something that Rick Glaser basically said. It's back on your screen. This is still Exhibit A now. We're going to go line for line with this guy. He said that this pay-per-view distribution and marketing deal, we're just continuing where we left off at, audience, okay? This pay-per-view distribution and marketing deal will be good only for a chosen few, those that can actually sell pay-per-view buys if matched with the right dance partner. I have a question for the jury. I just have a question. I'm gonna hide this, because I want y'all to see my face and hear me clearly, since that's the words of Rick Glaser. Is Terrence Bud Crawford a part of this chosen few? It's just yes or no in the chat, members of the jury, members of the Roll the Tape Film Crew. Is Terrence Crawford a part of this chosen few that Rick Glaser was referring to when he talked about pay-per-view distribution? Double salute to my family in the chat. Nonito and Rachel Donaire. Is Terrence Bud Crawford a part of the chosen few? I'm going to put that back on the screen just so we could see what he said. We're going line by line now. I'm going to read it again for the new viewership. It's only a pay-per-view distribution and marketing deal, and it will be good only for a chosen few, those that can actually sell pay-per-view buys if matched with the right dance partner. So my question becomes, in the chat, if you're watching a replay of this live, in the comment section, is Terrence Crawford a part of the chosen few? Just a yes or no. Just a yes. Can I get at least one yes or no in the chat? Just one. Okay, nobody don't want to answer that. Okay, let me ask this question. Is Canelo Alvarez, thank you, Joseph, I see you, said yes. Is Canelo Alvarez a part of the chosen few? Somebody else said yes. Okay. Is Gervonta Tank Davis a part of the chosen few? Is Deontay Wilder a part of the chosen few? What about Errol Spence Jr.? Is he a part of the chosen few? Let's do a recap. So I said Terrence Crawford, Canelo Alvarez, Gervonta Tank Davis, Deontay Wilder, Errol Spence Jr. I want y'all to see my face when I say this part. Isn't that five? Let me go over here. 5 of the top pay-per-view sellers in the sport of boxing? So not only does Rick Glaser acknowledge that there's a pay-per-view arm associated to this Amazon Prime deal, but he's subliminally acknowledging that the top 5 pay-per-view stars are over there with the PBC. And there's a 6th one who's rising up. And his name is David Benavidez, the Mexican monster. But the top 5 pay-per-view stars in the sport of boxing, the chosen few, as Rick Glaser is alluding to, they're over there on PBC, and we're going to see them on Amazon Prime. Isn't that awesome? Let's continue, Your Honor, if we may, with the words in Exhibit A by Rick Glaser. Now, of course, Rick Glaser didn't point out those 5 superstars, those 5 pay-per-view stars, those top sellers in the sport of boxing when it comes to pay-per-view distribution and pay-per-view buys. I'm pointing it out because I'm trying to illustrate a point to people that keep jumping on the Rick Glaser's bandwagon with the PBC hate. Final sentence. This will be a great revelation for many, and definitely the start of a complete reset boxing badly needs. That's right. It's here now. Now, he's saying that this will be a great revelation for many. What will be a great revelation for many, Rick Glaser? Will it be the fact that many fighters, as you said in your quote, will realize that there's no money? Is this great revelation that many people and fighters will realize that it's only a pay-per-view distribution and marketing deal? Or are you saying that the great revelation for many will be those chosen few that can actually sell pay-per-view? Which one is it? Huh?
Hey, Marty, well, we know it ain't him because Al Heyman told him that his services was no longer required.
How many years ago was that issue that he had with Al Heyman, Lucky?
I can't remember how many years ago that was. He did say.
He
but I
said
can't remember.
25.
Yeah, that man still having nightmares to this day.
Close to 25 years of beef that, 20 years? Okay, 20, that's still too daggone long. 20 years. 20 years. Somebody just told me in the chat. Salute to Asante L. I see you. 20-something years. Let me see if I can do something. What's the name of this thing here? Let me see if I can do something here, y'all. Let me tell you, I gotta show my face for this, Lucky. Oh, we're not done. Oh, there's more that he said. Oh, there's more, the Keggy. I see you in the chat, the Keggy. I see you. There's more that he said. That's Exhibit C. We're going to introduce Exhibit C. Your Honor, may I please admit Exhibit C into evidence? Thank you, Your Honor. But before we do that, let me show my face. I'm about to do something that other people scared to do. Hold on, let me see. Let me show my face. Hey, Lucky, one of the things that I love about myself is that I'm a small guy with my heart is bigger than my whole body. And I got to do something. I have to do it. Because I'm the type of guy, man, if I got something to say to somebody, I'm going to say it directly to them. And don't let me have your phone number because I'll call you. Let's see if we could get Rick Glazer on the phone right now. What do you think about that, Lucky?
That's a good idea.
Let me see what the chat fill up. I don't know if he blocked me or not, but let's see what the chat fill up. Y'all think I should call Rick Glazer on the phone? Anybody in the chat, just tell me yes or no. That's all you got to do is say yes or no. I'm going to follow behind what the people want me to. I do what the people want me to do, Lucky. Y'all want me to get the guy Rick Glazer on the phone? Yes or no? I call him right now. You remember that time I called, what's his name? The one that be tap dancing for Rick Glazer. Coach Toby. They call him Coach Malachi, Lucky. Remember I called him on the phone?
Yep.
Yeah, I'll call him on the phone too. We need answers. Cash Crypto told me to hit him up. The Keggy said yes. Joseph said yes. Chef Curry says yes. Aaron Muhammad says he's going to throw the phone out the window. Asante L says yes. All right, let me see. Let me see. Hey, 2 cents. She's an active member and supervisor of the Roll the Tape Film Crew. You think I should call him 2 cents? You think I should try to get Rick on the phone? I want to see what 2 cents got to say about it. Oh, Isaac Green said, let me put this on the screen. I like that. Hey, the people telling me yes. Look at what Rachel said. Let me see if I can get this guy on the. I would love to hear what he has to say about his tweet. All right, y'all. Just so we know, this is really him. I ain't gonna make sure his number don't come up. Because even though me and him not cool or nothing, I'm not no sucker. I'm not gonna do no sneak, put his number out there. I don't do stuff like that. I still maintain integrity, even as a gentleman. But I gotta see something. This him. Let y'all know it's really him. It ain't no, you know what I mean? All right, let's see if we can get. Let's see if we. I might be blocked. I don't know. We're gonna see. Let's replace him.
Oh.
Hey, buddy, Rick Glazer.
Who's this?
Oh, come on, Rick. You know my voice. This Manager Marty, sir. How you doing today, man?
I'm doing well.
Awesome. Hey, listen, I just dissected your words that you said on Twitter, on X. Not Twitter, it's called X now. You had some very intriguing things to say about the PBC Amazon deal. I mean, it's a good deal. Sound like to me, Rick. What you think about it?
I'm not going to comment to you on it, okay?
Why not?
Thank you. Because I'm not.
You said it publicly on X. Can we get a statement?
I said it publicly, and I'll continue to say it publicly, not to you privately. Thank you.
Oh, well, we public. Rick, hello? Did he hang up on? Rick, hello? Yo, he banged on me, yo. Yo. Rick Glazer just hung up on me. This is, okay, let's see. Anybody got the other guy's number? Let's see if we call him up. I call all of them up. Get me
Marty,
Coach Toby's number.
Did?
Yeah. Get me his number. Somebody get me Coach Toby's number now. We got to call him up too, Rachel. Hey, listen, we ain't got to start no beef. I'm just saying we got to hear what they got to say. Dang. Rich Glazer just hung up on me. Let's see if he ain't gonna call me back. Oh, I thought he texted me. Dang, my blood is turning blue. We just having a barbershop conversation, y'all. That's all we doing. Dang, he hung up. I was trying to, man, the entertainment value of what we do here, Lucky. This is what we love about, this is YouTube, y'all.
Hey, Marty, you hilarious, man.
Dang, Lucky, the guy hung up on me.
Yo, that's hilarious. Now you already know he was gonna do that though.
No, I'm gonna keep it 100. I'm gonna be honest with you. I did not know he was going to hang up because when I told him it was me, it sounded like he still wanted to talk. You know what I mean?
I was surprised it went that long.
I think he was going to hang up as soon as I said my name, but
Yeah.
Dad, somebody go get me Malachi's number. I call him next. We need answers. There's nothing to be mad about. I just want to call the guys up. They said PBC was broke. They did a ha nan video when Showtime said that they was going out of business. Now it's official, and I just want to hear their statements. That's all. That's all I want to do. Y'all can give me his number too, because my blood is blue. Y'all send me his. Hey, send me his too. Send me a link or something. Yeah, blue blood, all of them. I heard what they were saying. Let's talk about it. Why not? We're just having a barbershop conversation.
I mean, after 20 years, he should have a lot to say.
I mean, 20 years. You have a beef with somebody for 20 years. You should have a whole lot to say, you know?
And you know, that's like me working for McDonald's 20 years ago and getting fired. And here today, I'm telling you that their burgers is trash and they're gonna be out of business tomorrow. That's crazy.
And they done proved to you that their business model works because they got 50,000 McDonald's all over the country and outside of the country, bruh.
Yeah.
When I told him it's manager Marty, bruh, his whole demeanor changed over that phone, dog. Anybody got Coach Toby's hotline? He got a little hot. I called him the last time. Matter of fact, I don't think it's in this phone. iPhones don't save too much history. I don't think they got. That was months ago when I called. I don't think it's in here.
Hey, but you know how he do anyway. You call his phone, you got to give him your name, and then as soon as he get on the line, he say, "Who is this?"
Great, but you know the last time I called, when he said, "Who is this?" the Google lady, automated lady, already asked me to say my name. He knew who I was. Remember that? Yeah, he knew who I was. I'll call all. I just want answers. See, the thing is, I'm not doing this for me. Let me reframe this so we all can be on the same page. The audience, the boxing community, the boxing fans, they want answers because I'm talking about all of you watching included, they all have been hearing year after year that the PBC is going broke. Band up, salute. Get your guy over here, Band Up. I know Band Up support the guy and me at the same time. It's all love. But Band Up, Band Up, can you come up here, Band Up? I'm sorry, I need Band Up here. Lucky this part of the show can't move forward without Band Up because he's an active witness. You know what I mean? Band Up, I just called Rick Lacy.
Band Up and Blue Blood, can we get them Terrence Crawford numbers?
Yeah, Band Up is here. He just got here. He don't know anything that happened probably. But Band Up, come on up. The link is right there on the top. I just want to ask you a question because you have been an active witness to crimes that have been committed. Now, I'm not asking you to snitch on nobody on this witness stand. But what I'm asking you to do is basically help us understand where all this came from. You know, the hate for PBC on your man channel, bro. That's all we asking for, Band Up. Band Up, my guy. But come on down. If you're just joining us live, you might see my energy has increased because the air fryer is turning up. But you don't understand the theatricals because right now I'm not just Manager Marty. I am performing before the judge, and I'm also performing before the Roll the Tape film crew members. I'm also performing for the ladies and gentlemen, and I'm also performing for the members of the jury because we're in the court of public opinion about this situation. My God, Band Up. That's why I respect this young guy. Band Up, what's good, big homie?
What's up, Band Up?
What's good? Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah, what's good with you, Marty?
Well, first of all, let me get your take on this. You heard about the official news about PBC and Amazon Prime, right?
I heard that they coming to a deal. I haven't watched any videos or anybody about it. I know AM podcast and a couple other people have been dropping. I haven't been watching today at anything. You were the first thing I
Oh,
tapped into today.
oh man, I appreciate that being the first thing to tap into. I appreciate. I mean, I'd hate for you to have to tap into for jury duty, but we're here now. Bed up. You've heard your man, and I say your man because I know that you support his channel. You love going to the panel, and it's all love. You know, that's what we do here. It's all good. You heard Blue Blood Sports TV talk about Al Heyman and PBC and all this stuff. I mean, what was your take on it? I'm talking about not today. I don't know if he said something today, but I mean in the past, you've heard him mention certain things about PBC, you know, like going broke, Al Heyman, all this stuff. What was your take on all that, first of all, bro?
The PBC and them guys having them. You talking about when we was talking about them guys having one fight a year?
Right. And that they going broke, they don't have the money, all that. Yeah, that stuff.
Yeah. It was being questioned. The PBC and Showtime about the money. You know what I mean? And what's going on? And how come they top fighters is having one fight a year compared to other, you know what I mean, other like Top Rank or whoever, you know what I mean, what other
Right.
names that might be in the mix. Yeah,
Right.
going up, having that one fight a year. Yeah.
And his point was because PBC don't have the financial resources to continually pay certain fighters to fight on pay-per-view, correct?
Yeah, the PBC or Showtime, whichever one he was talking about. But yeah, that's pretty much whichever one the gist he was getting at.
And I've
Or
proved
it was
that.
or it was being questioned. If it ain't a straight accusation, it was being questioned.
Thank you. I just wanted people to understand that I'm not just jumping out the window, throwing shots at Rick Glaser or Blue Blood or no, that there's a reason why all of this is happening today, where they're going to have to stand on what they said. Because the thing is, and I proved to all the audience before that when that accusation was brought up about the PBC being broke and Showtime being broke only because they're paying certain fighters to fight only once a year, I already proved with just one fighter, and that was Tank Davis, who fought twice in 1 year, 90 days apart. So that debunked that myth, and so did Rick Glaser get on this channel, and he said the same thing. And so what I see is that people are following behind the words of Rick Glaser because he's supposed to be a reputable person of this business, allegedly, since we are in court, because I haven't seen no evidence yet to substantiate the claim that Rick Glaser is a credible source in this business. All we've been hearing is people, content creators, and boxing fans repeat the words of Rick Glaser, repeat the words of other content creators, and the whole time they've been wrong. And the problem that I have on an integrity standpoint is, or from an integrity perspective, is that when they're wrong, they don't come out. None of them. Rick, Blue Blood, Coach Malachi, who I call Coach Toby, Barbershop Conversation, the Fred, I don't know his name. These guys don't never come out and say, we were wrong. We thought this, but this is the realities. They don't stand on principles. They don't stand on honor. And this is why we need answers. And so all I'm saying is that, let me put it back on the screen. And this was, you just got here in the courtroom band up, but this was what I called Exhibit B, where I administered into evidence where the vice president herself, Vice President of United States Sports Content and Partnerships through Amazon, Marie Donahue, she said, not my words but hers, it's on the screen. She said, with live coverage of PBC action throughout the calendar year, Prime Video continues to bring viewers in the United States and all around the world the best in sports. Just like they have Thursday Night Football on Prime TV, or Prime Video, rather, they have live football. And that's the same thing that they live MLB. And that's the same thing that they're doing with boxing. But you got a guy in Rick Glaser. This is Exhibit A for any of those people who are joining, who walked in the courtroom late now. Okay, you have a seat and respect the court. Okay, where I'm debunking the myth that Rick Glaser brought up himself in a tweet. Well, it's called the X. A tweet that he said on X. He said it's only a pay-per-view distribution and marketing deal. So all of the jurors that were in the chat said that we should believe the vice president instead of Rick Glaser. And so that's what you missed. And I wanted to bring you up to speed, you know what I mean? Instead of you just walking into, something that you don't know nothing about, you know what I mean? So that was that. I have Exhibit C that I'm about to bring up, Your Honor, because, Your Honor, I appreciate it for allowing me to admit Exhibit C into evidence. These are the other words of Rick Glaser in the same tweet yesterday. These are the same words. But what it was is, this was in long form. But what it was is that I was just trying to talk about that last part. So that's why I have it again. This will be a great revelation for me, and definitely the start of a complete reset. Lucky McKinnell's gave his interpretation of reset, and he basically was saying that it's here now. And he basically it sounded like he was praising and idolizing PBC while still tearing them down at the same time. I mean, even if that wasn't the case, I mean, this is the question I have. Why is Rick Glaser still focused on PBC and Al Heyman if he don't like the guy? I mean, Band-Up, can you help us understand that part? If you can.
One thing to what you said earlier. First, I don't know. I'm just speaking about the Rick Glaser thing. I don't know really too much about Rick Glaser. I don't follow, bro, or nothing like that.
He ain't nobody.
I don't like, you know what I mean, when you got with how he was talking to you and you guys going back and forth. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, Rick Glaser, he's something different. I'm gonna let that one sit. Blue, I've heard Blue admit when he was wrong. If I'm not mistaken, did he apologize when he said he didn't? Didn't he say he didn't? That you weren't the person that flagged this channel?
Who?
Did Blue say that? Didn't he come out and say that? Yeah. Did he rebuttal and say that you weren't the person that flagged this channel?
Hey, Band-Up, did he say who did it?
Huh?
I was wondering, did he say who did it? Because he said YouTube said manager Marty did it.
No, I thought he. If I'm not mistaken, didn't he come out and say that you didn't do it? That he took that back? I may be wrong, but I thought he said that. But needless to say,
I've never to answer your question, Band-Up, I've never heard Blue Blood say publicly that he was wrong for lying on me, saying it was me that flagged this channel, because I don't watch his content. But if he said it, maybe somebody in the chat or somebody watching live or whatever can confirm that. But to my understanding, I haven't heard him yet render an apology.
Yeah, I was just curious. I was just curious. I thought he might have said that. I thought I heard that. Okay, I might be wrong. I might be wrong, but I thought he said that. Number two, I done heard Blue come out and say he was wrong on a few things. You know what I mean? I wouldn't say that he's like Rick or like that other dude. I didn't heard him say he's wrong. But yeah, to further go into that, I'm glad that the PBC is still around. I'm glad that they found a home within the Amazon Prime, or you know what I mean. I heard it was Netflix that was possibly on the table. And when me and you had that conversation, Tank hadn't had that fight. Tank hadn't had that second fight. Marty. You hear me?
Mm-hmm. You said Tank didn't have the second fight yet.
Yeah, he only had one fight at that time when me and you had that conversation.
That is correct. But after that fight, I came out and debunked that myth. But we, because they were in negotiations, Golden Boy and Al Heyman and them. But when the fight actually happened, that's why I came out after the fact and said, hey, Tank Davis just fought Ryan Garcia and Hector Garcia within 90 days apiece.
Yeah, he can't. Yeah, Tank did that. Yeah, I can stand on that one.
And the thing about it is, all these guys got to do is just stop hating. PBC has done a tremendous job. Al Heyman has done a tremendous job, not just for PBC, but even for the fighters that he represented before he even started PBC. I mean, the man has been on network TV. I'm sorry, not him, but the man's represented the fighters who's been on network TV way before they went to Showtime. So my thing is, don't hate, congratulate. And I don't know if it's because of his race. I can't speak on that because people will say, well, it's because he's a black man. I'm not even going to go down that rabbit hole because I don't have no evidence of that. The man, Al Heyman, is a shrewd businessman. He's a good business. I haven't heard one person say anything bad about the practices of Al Heyman. Everybody that talks about Al Heyman that I know of privately and publicly, they always say good things about Al. So we got to go on their experiences with him. The only people that's saying something bad about Al Heyman are A, people that haven't met him, B, the people that did meet him and was mad because they didn't get what they wanted, and C, like a Rick Glaser who got fired from him or can't do no more business with him. That's called hating. Lucky, I have to agree with your analysis and the illustration that you brought up about the McDonald's. You worked for McDonald's 20 years ago, and here it is 20-something years later, and you hating talking about their burgers is trash. But here it is, they got 50,000 locations, and you work somewhere else. You see what I'm saying?
Exactly, man. That's crazy.
All of this from Rick Glaser was from a 20-something-year-old issue that he got with Al Heyman. Let it go. You know, I talked to YSM Sports Media not too long ago, not today, the other day. And I always tell him and everybody else, and I'll say it live, Rick Glaser, and I might have said it live when I did a recap of our debate. I might have, but I'm going to say it again. Rick Glaser sounds like a bitter baby mom in family court, still trying to get increases in child support after 10, 20 years. The kids are 25 years old, Rick. Let it go. Dad, they done gave you the child support money 25 years ago, bruh. It's over. It's all good, band up. It's all good you cutting out. It's all good, bro. So that's all we saying. Did anybody have the other guy's information? Yeah, we'll call him next. Y'all know who I'm talking about. Coach Toby. Drop the Addy. Who we got? Oh, Rachel's here. We're gonna have Rachel come on. Hey, what's going on, family? What's going on, Rach?
Hey, Marty, I just have a question.
Yes.
Did Rick say the same stuff about Top Rank when they lost the HBO deal?
I haven't heard anything from him about that.
Because that's exactly the same position PBC was when they lost the Showtime deal. But I don't hear the same narrative. It's really interesting. Did anyone say, oh, well, Top Rank's going under, Top Rank's going bankrupt? Like, people will leave Top Rank because they lost the HBO deal? Or did they shift like any other business model does? And they get another stream? You know you're live, right? Nobody said that Rick is racist. But, yeah, so, you know, this isn't something that we don't see in the industry. Like, you see it all the time, especially with, you know, even TV shows that lose their replay rights on one network and then they sell it to, let's, for example, say the replay is Netflix or something like that, right? They're selling the rights off a different way. But the best example I can give is when Top Rank lost HBO. When HBO said they weren't investing anymore into the boxing series, Top Rank lost that. And yet there wasn't that same narrative. There wasn't that same hate or hope for hate or the drag down of Top Rank that there is right now for PBC. PBC didn't file for bankruptcy. But yet I keep hearing that, and then I hear, all this weird hate about PBC. Top Rank did the same damn thing. Why weren't you having that same hate, or was it because allegedly your hands are greased on that side? I'm just asking.
I know
Your mic's muted.
I'm sorry. I know for a fact that he meaning Rick Glaser, he's made several references that he does business with Bob Arum, and I believe his hands and his palms is greased over there.
Yeah, and so that's what I'm saying. Like, you're being a damn hypocrite. Like, if history has told us anything, like, if they're gonna go under, they're gonna go under, yes. But they haven't yet, and you allow the grace for Top Rank to find someone after HBO had shut their doors on boxing. No, you didn't say a damn thing, but yet PBC is now doing something with Amazon, and they got shut down from Showtime. That's fine. You shift, you adjust. Why is it that there's so many questions? Did you have that many questions when Top Rank moved to ESPN? Or when they didn't have a deal in place yet when HBO was shut down? Like, I'm just trying to call a spade a spade. Like, don't be a hypocrite.
Right. Facts, Rachel. Facts. And don't pick and choose when the rules supposed to apply. If these principles are the same for PBC, they should be the same for Top Rank and everybody else. And when I say principles, I'm talking about, they're going broke, they're mismanaging the funds, blah, blah. If that's the standard that you're using to continue to push forward your narrative, then you got to do the same thing, keep that same energy when a deal don't get completed between, like, let's say, like you said, Top Rank and HBO. When that deal basically disbanded, it's the same principle.
Exactly. But I don't see the same energy. So I'm just calling it because I think it's kind of funny. And I think people forgot about that because we're looking at what, almost 10 years ago, I would say. Right? Would you say that's when? Yeah, that's when Top Rank, HBO had folded on boxing. So we're, people. I think people forget about it. I think they brush it under the rug, and it's happened in boxing. Golden Boy's the same thing. The Zone wasn't around 10 years ago.
Right.
They all shifted. Everything's shifting, and I don't hear him talking mess about Golden Boy when they lost their TV deals.
Yeah.
Like, why is it just PBC? So PBC has to be married to the same TV network for, I guess, what, indefinitely?
I think it's because Golden Boy didn't fire him. PBC did.
Oh, 100%. There is there's a bad taste. There's a vengeance that is, he said on numerous occasions, but he tries not to highlight that. He tries not to bring it up and say, just for reference's sake, I don't like PBC because, Al messed me over some type of years ago, and I have a grudge about it. And so I am going to be biased. Fine, say you're going to be biased. I would at least have a little bit more respect for you when you call out your bias and say, like, this is how it is, and this is how I'm going to see it, and I'm going to tell it from a biased standpoint. But trying to sell a narrative when we know your biases, because you've said it before, one, and two, when you're not comparing apples to apples based on these other promoters doing the same thing, just makes you less trustworthy and without integrity when you're throwing someone under the bus in the way and fashion that he's doing. You're muted.
Sorry. Very good point, Rachel and Lucky. Very good point. While I have both of you muted, I want to make a phone call. And I called Rick Glaser, Rachel. Did you get a chance to hear that phone call?
No, I got a phone call in and I was like, watch him call him, and he actually got him on the phone. I know, I can replay it. I'm sorry.
Yeah, no,
Oh,
it's
my
all good.
bad.
It's all good. I mean, of course you can replay it. I just thought that you were here because I think I saw you in the chat before that.
I was. And then as soon as you said you were going to call him, I got a phone call and I had to take it. So
I'm about to make another phone call right now since I have you all muted and the viewership is here. Let me see if we can get this person's take since, the PBC is broke. They're going out of business. This is what we've been hearing from this other particular guy. There's been a couple of people, but we have access to this one. I want to call. But before I do, I want everybody to understand that Amazon Prime has over 200 million subscribers. I just wanted to put that in there as well. Let's see, Lucky, if we can get this guy on the phone.
Hello. Please state your name after the tone, and Google Voice will try to connect you.
Manager Marty.
The Google subscriber you have called is not available. Please leave a message after the tone.
Oh, the guy won't answer the phone, Lucky. What's going on?
who's the guy? Who are we calling?
I'm gonna let Lucky tell you who it is.
Who is it, Lucky?
Coach Malachi.
Oh.
Oh yes. I just want to
Oh,
ask him a question.
Yeah, he's best friends with Greg.
He's best friends with Rick Glaser, right?
Uh-huh.
Yeah, that's why I call him Coach Toby. He be tap dancing for him. I just want to ask him a question. It's no disrespect. The guy won't answer the phone. He's on live from what I just saw. The man's on live. Y'all think I should try to call him again? If I call hey Rachel, if I call a woman and she don't answer the phone, I'm not calling her back. But I will oblige Coach Malachi right now. Do y'all think I should call him back? I'm just asking. Somebody, two cents boxing says go to his live. But if I go to his live,
it cuts off your live.
Huh?
It'll cut off your live.
Yeah, but it's gonna cut off my live, and also he might not have a link for me to join his live because I definitely will do that too.
He drops it. Depending on how many likes or followers he has watching, he drops that and the phone line, and then he'll close it up if he doesn't have enough viewers. Is from what I've seen. The trend.
See, the thing is, 2 cents. I don't want to give this guy no viewership. He won't even come over here and oblige me. But I'm not going to be like that. I'll oblige because 2 cents she's a supervisor for the Roll the Tape film crew. She actually is a member of this channel, so I got to give the people what they want. I'm going to go, just because she said it, I'm going to go on his channel and see if he has a link there. He has a link, but it says something. Let me see. It's signing up for a newsletter, not to join the channel, because I will go on there. I can't even, his voice, I can't. I'm going to call this guy back. We got to call him back. I have to. We got to call him back. Because here's the thing. I just want to ask him a question. It's not like I didn't call before. I called before. And here's the great thing about it. If I had a call-in show and I heard his name in the background, I would answer the phone. If he wanted to, I got a link pinned to the top of the chat. Anybody's welcome to always come to the show. You know, I'll let him come on here. It's no disrespect. You can see if I call the guy again. That's all. That's all it is. That's all it is. He might answer. I don't know. See.
Hello. Please state your name after the tone, and Google Voice will try to connect you.
Manager Marty. Just want to ask him a question. That's all. Just a question. This guy won't answer the phone, Lucky.
The Google subscriber you have called is not available.
Why these guys won't answer, Rach?
I don't know. I mean, there's some people that I call and they don't answer the phone because they know I'm coming for them. So, welcome to the club.
I'm just saying, I just want to ask a question. He watches the content anyway. Let's be clear on this. They all watch the content. I just want to ask him one question. That's it. And then we can hang up. I just want to ask him something. I don't know.
The thing is that if you're trying to push a narrative about like PBC, like going under, PBC doing this, and they've, in all honesty, as much as anyone can ever say, like unless you've seen the books of PBC, you can't say crap. End of story. End of discussion. The IRS is not running after them. They're not filing for bankruptcy. All these other things. So answering certain questions will put them in a hole because they can't. How do you defend that?
You can't.
You know,
it's irrefutable. And see what it is I'm doing this for entertainment purposes as well as me really want to know the answer. What happens is that people got to a point where they'll believe anything and they don't hold anyone accountable. So if you're reporting something and it's a narrative that you're reporting, I believe, this is just my personal opinion, Lucky and Rachel, if you report something, whether you have evidence or not, but let's just hypothetically say you don't have any evidentiary documentation to support your claims, and you're just putting out a narrative, I think that if evidence come out that finds that what you reported and what you shared with people is inaccurate and untrue, not because you did the right thing, but because you went out of your way to intentionally mislead people because you have an issue with a person, you got to stand on that. And and this is just me as integrity. You got to come out and say, you know what, I was wrong, or here's the reason why I said A, B, and C, and I thought, or I jumped too far ahead of the whatever the case is. You still have to give your audience the opportunity to see you come out and be transparent and give the audience the respect that they deserve by investing their time listening to you and hanging on your words because you have influence. And I don't see nothing wrong with me just asking the question.
Well, and that's kind of like, I think the last not conversation, because Rick won't talk to me. But the last thing that he had said was on a different channel, and that channel called me after he had talked to Rick. He said, he was like, well, they're saying that Nonito's part of, God, I don't even know, Probellum. He's like, he's part of Probellum. You can't, like when Probellum was being sold, right? And he's like, Nonito's caught in, blah, 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 blah. And then so the guy called me and he's like, well, Rick said that your contract is being sold as Probellum property. I'm like, Rick doesn't know what the fuck he's talking about because he's never seen Nonito's contract. He has absolutely no idea who actually holds Nonito's contract. I was like, his fighter, who he signed directly with Probellum, that's your goddamn problem. If you negotiated it that way, I'd hate to be your fighter, but wasn't me. I can move Nonito anywhere I want. Not you, Rick. So the fact that I was able to play that and he couldn't say anything because all he has to do is go back to Richard Schaefer and ask him, why is Nonito being able to fight on PBC when the other fighters can't? I mean, this is earlier on when Probellum got sold. I'm sure Richard told him, Rachel put in the contract this. And well, I mean, if he should take notes because Nonito wasn't caught up in that mess. Like, how are you going to answer questions based on what my contract is when you've never seen it? I know what I negotiated, but he always wants to think that he's seen every contract or that he holds all these cards and that he has like some lawyer. Dude, I can call a lawyer in LA and be like, hey, just say that these are the pay-per-view numbers. Sources say, this is worse than sources say. This is like some Uncle Mark from Iowa gave me the numbers of pay-per-view sales. I don't know.
Right.
It's weird.
I mean, it's like, I don't mind if people hating on other people. I really don't care because people hate on me all the time. And this is before I even got on YouTube, and even definitely now that I'm on YouTube. So I'm not complaining about people hating. I don't care about that. What I'm saying is, if you know you hating, then stop lying, acting like you have inside sources. Just say, look, I don't like Al Heyman, I don't like PBC, or I'm jealous or envious of them, and that's why I'm doing what I'm doing. But don't get up here and act like you have all of these different accurate reports because you're sitting behind, the walls, and you have firsthand knowledge. And I'm referring back to Rick Glaser. I mean, Rick Glaser, he said it. He said it's only a pay-per-view distribution and marketing deal. Basically saying that we're not going to have any live content, any fresh bread, any fighters competing on Prime Video live. But yet we see Marie Donahue, the vice president of U.S. sports content and partnerships through Amazon, say, with live coverage of PBC action throughout the calendar year, Prime Video continues to bring viewers in the United States and around the world the best in sports. Why would you not naturally assume that live coverage was a part of the deal when Prime Video, they host Thursday Night Football, where the NFL has a contract with them to distribute their product, and they play live baseball, the same thing? Why would you not assume that naturally if you are a quote-unquote business person who's been in the business 30-something years? This is what Rick Glaser says. You see what I'm saying, Rick?
Well, I mean, if he's so connected, he should call the Amazon Prime people.
Yep.
It's literally like, I hate sources say. Like, just,
I know.
Just say who it is, or like if that source was really telling you the truth, and it's going to be known eventually anyway, why wouldn't you just say he told me this? And I mean, we could play this game, and it's an immature game. We can say, oh, I talked to one of the guys that was at the dealership, at the car dealership you were working at, and he said you used to roll it back times 3 of what the speedometer said, or the odometer said, right? Like, we can play this game, sources say. Or I talked to a guy, I'm not going to tell you who it was. Like, come on, this is high school-ish.
Yeah. That's facts. Lucky, you've been here watching and seeing this thing unfold. What's your take on everything now that we tried to get the other guy, Coach Malachi, on the phone? He won't answer. We got Rick on the phone. He did answer, and he hung up on me. What's your take on all this hating that they be doing, man, about PBC, Lucky?
I'm not surprised. I'm not surprised that Coach Malachi ain't answer that phone. Both of them guys, they know they're in the hot seat. They know what today is. Today's Judgment Day. That's all that is.
My whole thing is why are they trying, like, this is the difference between, I mean, if you want to talk about a casual and you want to talk about a fan of the sport, right? This shows me you're a damn casual. At no point do I ever want my boxing content to be watered down or diluted because I can't see the best fighting the best because they don't have a platform. I want the most amount of platforms, most amount of fights, world championship fights, eliminators, even the ones that are, not proven yet, and watching their career rise. These guys saying that they're hoping and wishing for a promoter to be out of business or not have the ability to air the talent. Now I know for damn sure you're not a boxing fan.
Yep.
You're just proving my point. You're a damn casual, and you're a casual that's trying to make money off the backs and sweat and blood of young men to older men that have given their lives, not their time, their lives, because we all know that some of these boxers don't come out the same way. And you're okay with it because you want to put them in a corner where they can't make a lot of money, so they can't retire. You want them to be dog fighters for you and then minimize the market on who will pay for them just because you want to make more money off of their backs.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yep. And that's one of the things that I was trying to illustrate to Rick Glaser before he had a hissy fit when he was on this channel live and he basically just ran off. Double salute to my guy, Many Face Publishing. Salute. Many Face Publishing says it's about who you like when it comes to criticism, as long as it's someone people don't like, they care less about truth. But hey, I'm just a fan. Thank you for your support and your contribution to the channel, Many Face Publishing. And I totally agree with you. And I have this saying because when I got on YouTube about a year ago, I heard people say facts over feelings, facts over feelings. But I've discovered after a whole year of evaluating how the YouTube boxing community works, there's no such thing as facts over feelings. It's fighters over facts. And it's basically the same thing Many Face Publishing is alluding to. You know, it's about who you like. You know, you can criticize everybody else that you don't like, but the minute that someone that you like is being criticized, now all of a sudden it's a problem. Nobody cares about the truth nowadays on YouTube when it comes to the boxing niche. Nowhere else on YouTube. I'm talking about in boxing. Now, I wouldn't say nobody. Let me reframe that. Most people that are just fans of a fighter particularly, they're not interested in knowing the truth. I mean, Rick Glaser got away with that tweet yesterday. And I didn't see it in real time when he put the tweet up. But when I was on the phone talking to my guy, YSM Sports Media, you know, we discovered that Rick, he did a tweet on it. We were talking about the Amazon Prime deal and this and that. And then what I didn't know was that Rick Glaser did a tweet on it. And so today, when PBC representatives and, of course, Marie Donahue, they made a statement representing Amazon Prime of the deal, I noticed that it was in contrast with what Rick Glaser was trying to point out there to mislead the audience, as he always does when it comes to PBC. So that's why I screenshotted both to present both as evidentiary documentation that I'm not here hating and I'm not poking at Rick, but we got to call a spade when the public is being misled over and over again, especially when it comes down to PBC, Al Heyman, and the PBC brand. And I'm including the fighters who's under the banner of the brand. You know, and people run off with what Rick Glaser say, and I'm including certain content creators that have been listening to every word and hanging off of every word of Rick Glaser, and they don't understand the business. They are casuals too. Most of these content creators who've been on YouTube, we got to keep it all the way 100. And I'm not referring to the content creators that I'm cool with, because they're not casuals. That's why I'm cool with them. I'm talking about the content creators who I'm not cool with, who've been hating on me, who've been saying all this stuff about me, and they've been trying to discredit me for a whole year. I've been on YouTube, and the truth of the matter is, when I look at their content, when I hear them, I realize, like you say, Rachel, they're casuals. Now, you didn't say they are. I am directly saying that some of these people are just casuals, and they are also, just like you talked about, the older people who don't have the best interest of fighters at heart in the business. They're the same ones trying to make money off of social media and YouTube to talk about a sport they know nothing about. They're just reading articles. I figured out what they're doing, Lucky. Most of these guys are reading articles from Mike Coppinger, listening to Rick Glaser, and some other people. Even the good journalists who do a great job, and they putting out reports that are accurate. Some of these guys are reading those reports, whether it's inaccurate or accurate. They're picking up a phone or a webcam, and then they're giving an opinion. They're not studying the sport of boxing. They're not cool with these fighters. They don't understand what these fighters go through. They're not trying to really be connected. All they want is media credentials so they can go to free fights and jockey and be on the jock of these fighters. Let's keep it all the way 100. And then when I call them out, people say I'm hating, people say I'm being petty, but the truth is I see right through the illusion. And when I call them out, I don't just talk about them and say, well, such and such content creator. Nope, I call them by name, and then I'll call them on the phone, or I'll go on their platform. See, it don't make no difference to me because we're talking about the sport of boxing. This ain't street. This ain't nothing else. It's just the sport of boxing. So why not hold people accountable that's misleading the people? Why not? I mean, those same people wanted me to come out and say that I was wrong because I thought Errol Spence was going to win in a competitive fight against Terrence Crawford. They wanted me to come out and say, Manager Marty, you was wrong. Nowhere in the history of no other sports, not even in football, basketball, hockey, baseball, no other sports, soccer, you name it, on social media where you might have let's say a favorite sports team, and then the team that you thought was going to win, they actually wound up losing. I've never seen a fan. I haven't seen it. Not saying it hasn't been done, but I'm talking about the culture of sports fans. I haven't seen a fan get on social media and say, Patrick Mahomes, I'm sorry. Andy Reid, I'm sorry. Kelsey, I'm sorry. I thought the Philadelphia Eagles were going to defeat y'all in the Super Bowl. I was wrong. I apologize. Where we do this as fans of any sport? Nowhere. But them same people that wanted me to come out and do something that most boxing fans don't do anyway, or no other fans in other sports, they're the same ones that didn't want to come out and say they were wrong because they were reporting inaccurate information with the intentions of misleading the audience. You know what I'm saying?
Well, yeah, but I mean, listen, Rick tells on himself all the time. One of the biggest ones is, I think it's on his Twitter. You can look it up, Marty. He says something like, someone asked him how much it costs for him to, I don't know, advise him or talk to him or whatever. And supposedly the fighter said, you're X amount more than a lawyer would be. And he said, your lawyer doesn't know what I know. So you're telling me that you're going over contracts without a legal, legal representation, legal license to be practicing law, and you're charging more than a lawyer to do so because what? You want to, first of all, if a lawyer's already charging what, $250, $500 an hour, if it's a high, a pretty big firm, possibly more without the retainer, and then, but you actually have no legal standing to do so, and you're charging way more than them. Like, he said it before already. He believes these fighters are making way too much money. He's trying to figure out a way to exploit it and use it to his advantage.
Mm-hmm. Yep. This is not hearsay, Rachel. The audience may not know this if they wasn't here a couple months ago. Rick Glaser got on this channel and he basically said that the fighters are getting paid too much money. So it's not hearsay that Rachel is talking about. This is what Rick Glaser is saying out of his own mouth. But yet, when I called him out on it, he goes on Twitter the next day, before it was called X, he goes on Twitter the next day and called me a lifelong loser. I mean, the guy never met me in person one time, but yet he was able to determine that I'm going to be a loser for the rest of my life, and I've always been a loser. Don't know nothing about me. But you got people like World Combat Sports. You got people like Coach Toby Malachi, who jumping on the bandwagon, listening to this guy, watch him disrespect me, and then they turn around and make videos that diss me. I mean, but the whole time, all three of them say bad things about PBC. There's more. You know, I'm not here to call everybody out, but my point is, when people call me out, I stand 10 toes down. And I say, hey, what they're saying is not true, or this might be true, but let me give you the breakdown of it. But these guys know that what they're doing is wrong, and that's why they keep running. I called Rick Glaser on the phone. I was respectful. You didn't hear it, Rachel, but when you watch the replay, you'll see. I said, Rick, I saw the words that you said on Twitter, and I told him what I did. See, I wasn't no sucker about it. I said, and I'm dissecting all the words line by line that you said. Can you give us, what did you mean by all that, what you said on Twitter? Let's speak on it. That's why I'm calling you. And he said, I won't want to tell you nothing privately. I said what I said on Twitter, and that's the end of that. And he hung up on me. So, you know, I called this guy, Coach Malachi. He didn't answer the phone. I'm just saying, we're just having a barbershop conversation, pun intended, because these people are hating on Al Heyman. Al Heyman has done a great job with the PBC fighters. He's put other people in a position that were not under the PBC banner to compete on these networks because of his relationships with their promoters or representatives, right? And everybody's making money and it's all good. I'm not saying everything is perfect in life. I'm just saying that Al Heyman has put a lot of fighters in a position to be able to feed their families. So why hate on a guy if what he's doing is right, especially if it's right to help the fighters? You know what I mean? It's all about helping the fighters. It should be about the fighters. It's not about the content creator. You know what I mean? It's not about the managers. It's not about the promoters. It's about the fighters. At least that's my take on it, Rachel.
No, I completely agree. I think it's silly. Again, like the more he talks, the more Twitter, the more YouTube he does, you could tell what his basis is. So I just let him talk because he just buries himself. Like what he said, like everything about PBC, it's like, you didn't say that about Top Right. Then what? What are you going to do? Backpedal now? Say it's different? How's it different? Explain it. He's not going to go there because once you go there, then you're a bitch. You're an asshole. You want to pretend like you someone, but you not. You don't know what you're talking about. Like it starts getting yelling, it starts getting emotional, and it starts getting offended. You know, hashtag Me Too movement, all this bullshit. You know, just to get you off of his back. Like that's literally what it is. Like why can't we just talk like normal people without having personal insults? Like tell me what makes you say these things and defend it without being so emotionally invested. I don't get it. I don't know.
Right. You said hashtag Me Too movement. Oh man. Double salute to my guy John. Thank you so much for your contribution and your support. Always, John. Always to the channel, man. I really, really appreciate it. John says, keep up, bro. PPPP. I'm not sure if that was a mistake, but you did tell me to keep it up. Thank you so much, man. A salute again to you, John. You always come through and support the channel, man. Thank you so very, very much. I don't know if we have new viewers, but you know, I think 2 hours and 5 minutes was enough air frying. But just to put it in perspective real quick for everybody that's watching, just understand we already know it's late breaking news at this point, but PBC, Premier Boxing Champions, and Prime Video have announced their new, watch this, multi-year agreement. So it's not just for 1 year. This is a multi-year deal. And not what Rick Glaser is saying, that it's only a pay-per-view distribution and marketing deal. That's what he said right here on your screen. It's not that. We don't take him as credible because we know it's envy that he is speaking from. We're going to take the words of the vice president of U.S. sports content and partnerships through Amazon. And she said, with live coverage of PBC action throughout the calendar year, Prime Video continues to bring viewers in the United States and around the world the best in sports. So look forward to having boxing being premiered live on Prime Video, and of course they have a pay-per-view arm. Now I want to put this out there as well because this is as equally as important. According to that same article where we see that's on your screen, in the bottom portion, y'all can't see it, but there was also a statement made in conjunction with what Marie Donahue said about the live coverage. The live coverage will begin. This is not my words. I want everybody to be clear here. This is not my words that I'm speaking. This is the words of not just Marie Donahue, but also Bruce Binko, who is the CEO of Integrated Sports, which is the exclusive agency for PBC. Bruce Binko, CEO of Integrated Sports, which is the exclusive agency for PBC. They both have stated and confirmed that the first event that's anticipated for the pay-per-view distribution is for March of 2024. So in March of 2024, the first pay-per-view fight that will be distributed through Prime Video will happen in March 2024. Lucky McKinnels, I appreciate you joining us, my brother. Give us your last 30 seconds and tell the people what you got for us.
I want to thank you for letting me on. The main thing I wanted to say was I wanted to say thank you for yesterday, the live that you had yesterday with Iron Robinson.
Oh yeah.
I didn't know nothing about the guy. Soon as we got off the live yesterday, I had checked out his fight with a Torgatti. The guy was good, man. He dominated Torgatti all the way through. And yesterday he was talking about how he was a no one. Not from what I seen. Not from what I seen. He's a somebody. He's a somebody. And I'm happy you had him on, because if you didn't, I wouldn't have knew who he was.
I appreciate that, man. I appreciate it. And that's why, we do lives here. That's why I do published content, man, because I like educating people, informing people, empowering people, especially about the sport of boxing. There's a lot of things that, people don't know about the sport or the business of boxing. And so I like to be able to give a litany of different topics that we can talk about with the experts coming in, instead of everybody just hearing me talk like I'm an expert on everything. And so when Ivan came on here, I was not expecting him. He watches the content every now and then when he can, but I wasn't expecting him to jump on. But since I had him on, I was like, you know what? Let me pick his brain so that the people can understand the minds of our fighters, of boxers, whether they are actively fighting today or our retired Hall of Famers, or even the ones that didn't make the Hall of Fame, but they put their blood, sweat, and tears into the sport, y'all. And so that's why I wanted him to just speak on just certain aspects of his career. And I'm glad that you didn't know and you were able to learn something when you encountered the content. And that's one of the things that satisfied me the most, Lucky. Thank you so much, man.
No problem. Thank you, man.
All right, we back here live again tomorrow. You know how we do, Lucky. You can come up any time, of course. All right, Rach, I don't think I've ever had you do this before, but we're going to have you do it now. if you want. Give us your last 30 seconds, but Rach, you can close us out. But I'll start first by saying, well, first, let me start off by saying, is that cool with you, Rach?
Yeah, whatever you want to do. It's your channel, bro.
All right. So let me start off by saying I appreciate the viewership. Thank you to everyone who financially contributed to this channel. Double salute to you all over again. Thank you. Thank you for everybody that was engaging in the chat. Even you, whether you are a supporter of the channel or not, I appreciate your viewership. And Rachel, I have to say this before you close us out. And I usually take my glasses off when I do this and drink my water to get my R&B voice on for the ladies and the queens that support the channel. All right, fellas, step to the side. Y'all know how we do. Ladies, double salute to you, queen. Yes, you. Thank you for your support and your contribution to the channel. You know, I have to always designate a portion of the show to be able to acknowledge you, so that you will know from Manager Marty, from the bottom of my heart to you, that I appreciate your contributions, whether it be your financial resources and your time, and engaging in the chat and your viewership, whether it be live or even the published content. I want to say thank you very much for your support. And you know, when I talk like this, you know, they gonna be in the chat calling me Mac Marty. But whatever they call me, just know it's genuine when I speak. All right, fellas, we back. I done got that out the way. Rachel will be here live and living color, y'all, tomorrow, 4:00 p.m. I believe the weigh-in between Devin Haney and Regis Progress is tomorrow. Hopefully, I think it'll be late enough for us to tap in and check it out. But we'll be here live again tomorrow, y'all, 4:00 p.m. Don't ask me what until when. It's Friday. I don't know. Tomorrow's Friday, and sometimes I just let everything go and we just run it. We're not doing 5 hours though. We're not going to do 5. We're not doing no more 5-hour energy drinks. But we're gonna be here for a little minute. So grab a Snickers bar, you know. But come on tomorrow. We got some great content to talk about tomorrow, live and living color, 4:00 p.m. Standard Time. And that's it for me. We have the great Rachel Donier. She's gonna close us out. Rachel, give us your 30 seconds. Close us out. I'm done.
Damn, a closeout. Shoot. Honestly, I think, you know, everybody just keep your eyes wide open, your ears open, and read between what everybody else is saying and why they're saying it. I think a lot of people have a perspective or want to push an agenda in the sport of boxing instead of just pushing the sport of boxing. And the sport of boxing needs our help. It needs our support because of the fact that, you know, we're going against UFC, we're going against fan bases of other people. We don't need to tear each other apart if we want boxing to continue as a sport. So that being said, you know, I appreciate you, Marty. I always love the way that you break down stuff. And even if we disagree on some stuff, we could always come to a medium that we just see different views. And I think that's the discussions that we have to have, whether it be about promotional companies, who's doing the best, streaming companies, in addition to payments of fighters. All these things aside will not determine the winner and loser in the ring at the end of the day. And that's what I'm here for. It's for the sport to thrive. And for, of course, the safety of the boxers to come out of that ring, regardless of who wins and loses, that they're still safe and can go home to their families. So until next time, thanks, Marty, for having me out. And I will replay it because I didn't get to hear Rick's lovely voice and you getting hung up on. I will replay it. You know I'm here. And everyone in the chats, please be safe on this holiday season. Don't drink and drive, and spend time with your loved ones. Until next time.
Representing the business of boxing, ladies and gentlemen, let's hear it for Manager Marty.
Thank you. You're far too kind. Thank you. Thank you very much.